What's up guys, welcome back for another knife installment, and today I wanted to talk about my top 10 Twosun knives. It's been a little while since I did a video, and I'm still waiting on getting another batch ready to do volume 4. But before then, just wanted to do this little fun video real quick and kind of give you my idea of what my top 10 are. I did do this a little differently though. These aren't necessarily my top 10 favorite, it's more so what I think the top 10 best Twosuns in my collection are so far, and like a complete EDC perspective. I'm looking at this from a collective point of view, as in what the community might think, and also, you know, my opinion as in functionally what Twosun knives are the best. And I think what I came up with is pretty good. It's similar to, I guess, my favorites, but yeah, it's got a nice little batch here out of the total of 67 Twosuns I own so far. I think I was able to narrow it down pretty nicely. But for number 10, I chose the TS208. This is the only budget knife I chose for this list. I wanted to at least include one, but this is the one I picked. It was either this or the TS66, but I felt like this was the better choice in my opinion. Ergonomics on this one just feel a lot better, they work out better. You get that hidden finger forward choil along with the hidden flipper. So that's just a really cool design move right there on a budget knife. Very nice linen micarta. It's got a tight weave. This is some of Twosun's best micarta that I've seen, and for them to do it on this, you know, $40 budget knife is very nice there. So that's one of the reasons I picked this one at number 10, and it just really has the bases covered for a budget knife and just a knife in general. You have, like I said, that hidden finger forward choil, a nice full blade, very nice clip point, satin blade, and then your backspacer, the lanyard post, the hidden lanyard post back here, just works out very well. And then a deep carry clip, internal relief cut, so that's nice. And then action on this is nice and smooth as well. So again, just all the bases covered for a nice budget knife, and it's pretty solid here. The detent works very well. The detent on this one is one of the best out of the Twosuns I have. So I definitely had to pick this one for number 10, and then if you get past the detent there real early, it goes the rest of the way. So very nice knife here by Night Morning, the TS208, and then this one is in D2. So for number 9, it was gonna be a Jelly Jerry choice either way, but it was gonna be either between this one, the TS219 Nightstalker, and the TS224 Viper. But the reason I went with this one is I felt like it had just some better qualities to it that made it a better knife overall for both lefties and righties. And as you can see, I have that nice scratch wash pattern. I've used this knife a ton, being that it's in 14C as well. It gets really scratched up. So yeah, that's how Twosun's 14C can end up looking when you use the hell out of your knife. So yeah, really good knife, and definitely why I had to put this one in the top 10 at number 9. The reason again I chose this over the 224 is, for one, it's a bolster lock, so as a lefty I feel like it works better for both lefties and righties. You can also reverse flick it, so that's a secondary deployment that you get. This clip works very well, just a simple clip, but it goes together with this knife nicely. The aesthetics fit well, and then the tension is perfect. So this thing goes in and out of the pocket beautifully, no worries, and yeah, just amazing action on this one, nice and glidey. Beautiful carbon fiber, and just a really cool design look, the bolster style, and the fit up is really nice. Very, very seamless, as you can see, just transitions beautifully. So overall, a really good choice here. And yeah, this blade, really functional. You got a good thick tip, but then behind the edge for the main bevel is pretty thin. It's a pretty slicey knife. And then the ergonomics, just fantastic. They're perfect. They're really similar to the Viper, but this one's a little bit more, it's got a little bit more profile width, so it fills the hand out better, and it has jimping that works very effectively, so you're able to lock in beautifully, and it just functions better than the 224. Even though the 224, I like that knife more than I do this one, but I had to think of functionality over aesthetics when it came to the top 10 here. But that's number 9, the 219 Nightstalker. And at number 8, we have a Night Morning, the TS269. This is one of my favorite Night Morning designs in D2. And I picked this one at number 8 because it's got some of Twosun's best micromilling. I mean, as you can see, they went full out on this knife, just beautifully done. The different pattern directions and just the machining overall, the circular design around the pivot, and yeah, just everything in general is so cohesive, and the full titanium construction's really beautiful here. That blade, very nice design. You got a really stabby tip, but you also have plenty of belly. And then with the tall flat grind, really nice behind the edge. So functionally, again, gonna slice very nicely. This is a thumb stud only, but you can do your normal thumb flick and reverse flick. So works nicely there. Beautiful action on this one. Definitely why I had to put this one on the list as well. This knife just functions phenomenally. And then you do have that forward finger choil, a little on the smaller side, which Night Morning is known for doing, but for my hands it works perfectly. And yeah, just the ergos are fantastic again. Every knife I chose on here, they pretty much had to have really good ergos and a nice functional clip. And again, this one is just a good Twosun clip. But amazing detent. Beautifully done. Really, really like this knife. Backspace are just clean. I like how the stop pin, which Twosun uses nice thick stop pins, which is fantastic, is way up here. It's interesting and cool how they were able to put it up here, and because of that, you can actually extend this choil if you want to. If you want to make it a little bit bigger for your hands if needed. And then, yeah, these thumb studs are just perfectly done. And I'm a big fan of opening a thumb stud like right under it and going up, and that just works phenomenally here. But that's the TS269 by Night Morning. At number, let's see, what is that? 7. We have the TS204 Bronc. This is a Tepe design and Syzmanski collaboration, and this is the black bladed version. They do have this in a satin, so either way, whether satin or black blade, it would still be in this position here. But as you can see, this is just a really, really well done, gorgeous Twosun knife. For a liner lock as well, which they don't do a lot of titanium liner lock knives like this. They went all out here and just made this a functionally beautiful piece. great action. As you can see, the fit and finish is just phenomenal. The way this marries up, everything is spot on. And I really like this color scheme. The blacked out blade, titanium liners, backspacer, and clip. Which this clip works phenomenally because of the way they cut out this area. So again, just nice tensioning. But yeah, the color scheme is just beautiful. The white G10, the black carbon fiber bolsters, and then the red pivot collar. It brings the entire knife together. The black PVD hardware. You do have this little forward finger style choil up here. Does work. So ergonomically, feels good in the hand. Even though this one's a chunker, it's got more of a neutral style, but feels good. Get that really solid hammer grip on this handle, and yeah, just comfortable. And I like the chunkiness of this handle. It again feels the hand out nicely, and it's really nice and comfortable. That flipper tab, it's got that little bit of an angle up, works nicely. The D10 just perfect, comes out solidly. And yeah, this is just a fantastic design. Love this Wharncliffe sheep's footy blade. Well, that's all Wharncliffe, I should say. But yeah, just beautifully done. And then an S90V, so really good super steel. And the heat treat on this one seems to be doing really well. It's been going, it's cutting. So happy with the performance on this one so far. And yeah, just a nice piece. Internal relief cut, steel insert. I mean, for the price that this one goes for, it really should be double. This is a fantastic knife. That's the TS204 Bronc. And this one comes in at number 7. Sorry about that, I was getting a call. So in the 6th position, I have a classic here, definitely. The TS129 by Night Morning. This one definitely had to be on the top 10. And the 129 here is just a phenomenal piece. I mean, I really don't even need to say anything about this knife. It's so fidgety, it's such a fun Twosun to have, to carry. That almost full flat grind, that tall flat grind, it comes down to a ridiculously thin edge. So, nice and slicey. Love the shape of this blade. That like bird beak style. And then this hole here works phenomenally for your reverse flicking, thumb flicking. This thing has just got fidget factor for days. The front flipper works beautifully. The jimping is perfect. It's got a really good textured grippiness to it. The carbon fiber here is just beautifully done. The way they finished it. Even though it doesn't have a liner or anything, nothing's inset. This thing is sturdy, it's chunky, and you don't gotta worry. I know some people don't like the dual handle configurations. They'd rather have either a full titanium, full carbon fiber, but I don't mind having a half and half style. And I think on this knife, Twosun did a good job, just overall. The design of this knife and the production. Pocket clip works well as well. Love the hidden screw style. And yeah, this one just covers all your bases in a really nice package. The ergos are great as well, comfortable, and then again, your jimping is just right there. You lock in, got a little bit of a choke up spot. Action is nice and drop shutty. Again, just fidgets for days. Beautiful knife. the TS-129. For my number 5 choice, I picked this one not just because of the material, but just because it's a great design and then functionality, and yeah, it works wonderfully. But as you can see, this is the Syzmanski Kingfisher, the TS-186 by Mazwan Mohktar. And yeah, whether or not this had been in Syzmanski or the carbon fiber, still would have been at this position. This is a phenomenal knife. The design, just so well executed, and it's a fidgety knife as well. That front flipper works wonderfully. The jimping is equally great as the 129. It's got a nice grippiness to it. Flips easy. D10 solid. And then action on this one. I mean, you pass that D10 immediately. I mean, even though it's a front flipper, you don't gotta worry. So comes down, action smooth. Reverse flicks easy. I mean, what's not to like about this knife? Just internal relief cut. And then again, that Syzmanski. The fact that Twosun worked with Syzmanski here, and they were able to make just a gorgeous knife here. I think that alone kind of deserves a spot on the top 10, but just Mazwan's design in general. It's got a nice aesthetic to it. The contouring, that backspacer, the way it's rounded and kind of got crownness to it. It's just really clean. Nice little pocket clip. This one works well as well. But just a really, really sweet design here. And then your ergos as well. This one's got the split finger style, but definitely works good. And then you have your choke up spot as well. So different grip styles on this knife. But yeah, definitely one of my favorites here. The 186 Kingfisher by Mazwan Mohktar. So coming in at number 4, we got the TS-229 Megalodon by Jelly Jerry. This is definitely one of my favorites. I mean, this knife is just sick. The design, that blade shape, everything about this knife is sweet. Jelly Jerry did a fantastic job on this one. That pocket clip works beautifully. Even though it's a longer clip, doesn't bother me. I mean, this thing's got wonderful tensioning. Love the overlaid style, kind of like a bolster lock style. Beautiful carbon fiber. Really interesting handle shape, and I just like the kind of the symmetricalness to it from the back to the front. Like if you were to fold a knife over it, it just seems like it would meet up, you know, the right way. And then the action, ridiculously smooth. Front flipper works perfectly. The jimping, not my favorite. It's that chunky style, so you don't get the best bite into it. But it works, it's there. But at least the geometry of the flipper tab works very well, so makes it easy to actuate. And then yeah, just everything on this. I think I need to tighten the my pivot. Yeah, a little loose. There we go. Nice gear style. Backspacer. Again, those thick stop pins. Just a sweet design. Then that fuller can reverse flick. Ergos on this one are fantastic. Even though that bump, I wasn't sure about that bump, how it was going to affect my grip, but it doesn't bother me at all. Doesn't affect me. Got that really large choil here. Kind of consider that a 4-finger choil. But just a wonderful design by Jelly Jerry. It's the 229 Megalodon. Number 3, we have the TS-162 Predator by Wong. This one definitely belongs in the top 3. Design-wise, just fantastic. Fit and finish, beautiful. Just sandblasted bolster and the bolster lock style. The finish on here is just seamless. Again, clip just works perfectly in and out of the pocket wonderfully. Love this blade shape and just the finish. It's got like an acid wash, kind of blasted look to it. S90V, and this one's been performing well too. Got that kind of flipper style forward finger choil that we saw on the 204 Bronc. Similar. Wong does this a lot, so that's kind of his style. And then your fuller up here, you can reverse flick that. Gotta watch it as a lefty though. Stay off the lock, the bolster. Much easier to do right-handed since you don't have to worry. But second form of deployment, and then yeah, just action on this thing is beautiful. But the detent on this one is fantastic. I mean, just the detent alone is what deserves to be on this list. But design-wise, aesthetics, beautiful, jimping, perfect. Again, ergos, just so well done. Wong really outdid himself on this design. And yeah, I think for the price here, I mean, I paid $107 for this. That's just ridiculous. It should be three times more of that for everything you're getting here. So definitely why it's number 3. Number 2, got another Mazwan, the TS-270. This one definitely is, yeah, just a fantastic knife. It's on the larger side, but super thin behind the edge. Thicker back here, thins up to the front. Really nice stock. Grippy jimping. Perfect ergos. That clamshell pseudo-integral design. Sweet design style. Seamless. Twosun did a fantastic job. The micro milling on the chamfers. All that stone-washed finish. Just so well done. Action. Reverse flick. Your forward finger choil. I mean, what else can you ask for on this knife? It is on the smaller side, but it still works beautifully for my hand. That clip right on the flats. Again, works wonderfully. It is a ball style, maybe a little low, but because of the tensioning, no problems. But just a wonderful knife. I mean, I just love this knife. It's got a nice detent to it, perfectly centered. Internal relief cut. Oh, and this thing's a hidden front flipper. I don't know if anybody knows that, but you can actually front flip this. You gotta use a little bit of wrist, and with the jimping, you're able to bring it out and get it to come out. So that's pretty cool. Number 1 spot, I'm gonna have to hurry up, is the TS-301 Lockdown by Mazwan Mohktar. This is hands down the best Twosun knife. Just phenomenal. I really don't even need to spend a couple minutes saying anything about this knife. It's perfect. It's perfect. And if you don't have one, get yourself one. It's a wonderful knife. Great ergos. Clip works wonderfully. Internal relief cut. It's got everything I like. Just big old buoy style blade. Thin behind the edge. Perfect jimping, that thumb ramp. Action is just beautiful. Detent's beautiful. Just a gorgeous knife. But yeah, that's my top 10. And how can Just, how can I choose anything other than this one? It's such a fantastic piece. And then, being that it's a thumb stud deployer, my favorite type of deployment, works so well. Gear style backspacer. Plenty of life in this blade. Just a wonderful, wonderful piece. And then the materials, micarta, carbon fiber, titanium, all beautifully melded into one fantastic design. Just can't help but love the 301. But that's my top 10. I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, this list is subject to change as I get more Twosuns, but I will be doing my volume 4 soon. And hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Later.